Welcome back to the Punny Math Teacher. So today's expectations: use twice this video's length to take notes and wonder. Remember, these notes are your notes to your future self. Make sure you can actually answer questions and read them later. And then pause, rewatch, change playback speed as you need, and go to my website to find more resources. Today's objective is to write math sentences in mathematical language and then also in English. So mathematical language being the pluses and minuses and where they all, and multiplication, division, where they all go. All right, so writing math sentences will be page 5, so make sure that is in your notes, headed and labeled. So writing math sentences, and I forgot to change out my markers. There we go. So we have 4 words that we like to use in our math sentences. We have 4 operations. We have addition. We have subtraction. We have multiplication and division. And you can always use a shorthand to abbreviate for these. And then also, if you want to, you can actually extend this. Go online and Google writing math sentences, add, subtract, multiply, divide keywords or key terms, and see what you come up with. So we've already seen that add has plus, minus, of can actually be for multiplication and division. Depends on how it's worded, if it's a fraction or how it all works. And then addition could also be more than. Subtraction, it could be less than. Multiplication and division could also have a per or a rate. If you have multiple groups of, that would be multiplication, because you have like 4 groups of 8, so 4 times 8. But division would be, I have a pizza, 8 slices, I need to divide among, so among, or you're trying to find out the size of each piece that you would have if you did certain things. And there's a bunch more that you can find online, so go fill out these charts, get maybe two more words per column, and now we're going to do some examples. So this is the words or the English side, and then this is our math language side for our math sentence. So our math language side, we're going to fill up the rest of the notes with these 2 columns. So words, and this is a lot of writing, I know. And to keep with the words theme, I am writing the number in word form. So 9 plus the product of 2 and a number. All right, so 9 plus, what do you think that means? Yeah, it means 9, and then you put a plus sign. The product of 2 and a number. So whenever you see the of, think parentheses, because it's probably going to be a group. So it's the product of these 2 numbers being multiplied together. 2 and a number. So I'm going to have 2 multiplied by some number. Do I know what number? No. So it's variable. It could change. It's not constant. I don't know what number it is. So I'm going to just use x, because why not? But you can use any other variable you want. And x is going to represent a number. I don't know what number it is, but whatever number it ends up being, I'm going to use x for it. So this is 9 plus the product. I'm multiplying 2 and x. It was 2 and a number. It's the product of. I have to have 2 things that I'm multiplying by. All right, so that's our first one. 2/5 of the area. That's an A. I'm going to use capital A because that's typically what we use for area, as a capital A. They already gave me the variable, so I don't need to define x equals a number. I can just use 2/5. And this of tells me to do what? To multiply. So it's 2/5 of the area A. Notice I don't need to use multiplication parentheses, because if you have a coefficient and a variable, we assume they're already going to be multiplied when they make an algebraic term that's like this. And if you're confused on that vocab I just used, go back a couple of videos and go watch my vocab. All right, so of means to multiply here. All right, we have 2 more, and then we're done. Yeah, maybe 3 more. We'll see. Difference of 6 and 4 times a number. And you can always try and pause the video and try this on your own. All right, so difference tells me it's going to be subtraction because difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So I know I'm going to subtract. Because the 6 comes first, I'm going to put 6 first. And then 4 times a number, times means multiplication. So it's going to be 4 times a number. And again, I'm going to define my variable. Always define your variables. Otherwise, people are clueless as to what you're working with. So 6, the difference of 6 and 4 times a number. All right. Now, this one's going to get trickier because we're building it up every single time. The last one will be trickier. 10 less the product of 7 and f. So again, they gave me a variable. They gave me the f. But less versus less than are totally different. Okay, and I'm going to write a note at the bottom about this as well. So 10 less. That means I'm taking 10, but I'm then taking stuff away from 10 because it's 10, but I'm lessing it. I'm taking it away. So I'm going to have 10 less the product of 7 and f. 7f. This is different than saying 10 less than the product of 7 and f. 10 less than the product of 7 and f is the product of 7 and f. Then you subtract the 10. So think about how adding this than switched your order. All right, and does that make sense? I have a comprehension question for that coming up too. But just as a note sake, less you keep the order. So it's going 10 first, then the product of 7 and f. But if it goes less than, you're going to switch the order. At 10 came last, and the product of 7 and f came first. All right, so we have that all good. Here are your comprehension questions. So compare 5 less 2 and 5 less than 2. Can you describe to someone else around you why they're different and how you would write them differently? And then how will you remember what a product, sum, quotient, and difference are? Those are 4 really important words for writing math sentences, so make sure you understand what they mean and when you would use them. And then as a challenge, write a math sentence. Ask a friend to translate it, and then vice versa. Have them write one, and you have to translate it back and forth. All right, and that is all we're good for. So have a great day. You made it under 10 minutes. Woohoo!